Identity-based versus skill-based mentoring. When most people think of mentoring, they think of teaching tangible skills to their mentee. Things like how to shake a hand, tie a tie, or create a job resume come to mind. The goal with this is to give them the skills needed to fulfill their potential, reducing mentoring to a knowledge issue. The idea is that providing more knowledge will fix the issue and help them flourish as a productive member of society. We call this skill-based mentoring, and there ain't nothing wrong with a little skill-based mentoring. The issue is when we make skills the main thing, prioritizing handiness over identity. Let me explain. I'm not much of a handyman. I don't like using hammers, and I have a hard time recognizing the difference between a screw and a nail. The worst part about my handyman insecurity is that my wife happens to be extremely handy. When something breaks, she fixes it. She has a pink hammer and a wide assortment of hardware. As a man, this makes me a little insecure. I worry if anyone finds out, my man card may be in jeopardy. One year, I made a vow to learn to be handier, and I did that by spending a ridiculous amount of money on some brand new, top-of-the-line tools. My first job was to create another bookshelf for our living room. This one was going to be the bookshelf of all bookshelves. I went to Home Depot to get all the supplies, and as I was putting the pieces of wood in my minivan, I thought it felt rather heavy. It had to weigh about 50 pounds. Nevertheless, I took it home, sanded it, stained it, installed brackets on it, and found the perfect spot on my wall to hang it. I felt so manly. I grabbed some screws, got my drill, and hung this massive piece of wood. It looked pretty good, and I was really proud of myself. I called my wife to admire it with me. I took a picture, sent it to my dad, loaded it up with books, and called it a day. A few weeks later, my wife and I were startled awake at 1 a.m. by an incredibly loud noise coming from our living room. Terrified, I slowly walked toward the sound, baseball bat in hand, about to go Barry Bonds on this intruder. As I walked into our living room, I saw complete chaos. Books were everywhere, and a 12-foot piece of cedar wood was laying on my coffee table. Massive holes were in the wall, ripped open by the brackets. My bookshelf had fallen. My first handyman project was a failure. I guess I wasn't as handy as I thought. I was spending time with the Lord a few days later, thinking about mentoring. I asked the question, Lord, how can I equip our mentors with the best tools to love the kids we serve? He reminded me of the bookshelf, and I pictured the complete mess. I retraced my actions and thought about how the accident occurred when this question popped into my head. Zach, was the issue with your brand new DeWalt drill? No way, I thought. That thing is top of the line. There was nothing wrong with the tool. Then what was the issue? I realized the issue wasn't with the tool at all. The issue was with the one using the tool. I simply didn't know what I was doing. The Lord was asking me if, as a mentor, am I creating a handyman or am I simply providing tools? That's a tough question to answer. See, just like my brand new drill, tools are no good if your mentee believes they are dumb or if they lack confidence and self-value. Knowing how to use a tool will not offset the pain of someone telling your mentee they won't amount to anything in life.
While providing tools and skills is a great thing, a better focus is on their identity, namely how they see themselves and how God sees them. We must dispel the lies and replace them with truth. In this, we ensure that the foundation of our mentee is secure. Although practical skills are very important, we must overcome the awkwardness and speak truth to the heart of our mentee. If they are insecure or believe false identities, we must speak identity to those lies. Be quick to use phrases like, I love you just as you are, not as you should be. I believe in you. You can accomplish anything you set your mind to. And I really like being with you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Mentees need to hear you speak worth and value into them. It is nourishment for their soul and ointment on their wounds. We want our mentee to see themselves how the Lord sees them, and we must remind them of that often. Call out how you see the Lord working and moving in their life. For example, you were really kind in that situation. That reminds me of Jesus. We have an opportunity to turn their negativity into a healthy perspective. We see the bigger picture, and we get to share that as we walk alongside our mentee. Mentors are gem cutters, taking the rough and shaping them into beauty so our mentees can reflect the light of their Heavenly Father. We get to help them see themselves how God does, full of unconditional worth and value as a beloved child of God. Oftentimes, mentors come to me and say, my mentee doesn't want to learn what I'm trying to teach them. And I respond, that's because they don't believe they can do it. And no one likes to start something if they believe they will ultimately fail. When they believe they can have success and grow, they will have intrinsic motivation to learn the skills. They will be hungry to become all that they can be because they believe in themselves and have someone believing in them. Only a person who believes they can improve will put in the work to actually improve. So focus on the identity. Make sure they are seeing themselves rightly. Pump them full of hope and confidence by encouraging them relentlessly. Tell them how God sees them over and over again. Then, pow! Introduce the skills. Identity first, skills second.